me that Ryan Bidoff, Blogging from Paradise, accepted it is now a co-host. But I'm the person who set up the space. Is this a mind riddle? Is this showing me that I'm not really who I am? No, I don't know. It's just kind of weird, but whatever. Either way, we're going to roll with the space. It is recording and chatting here on YouTube as well. I wanted to go over some basic tips for how much you should promote a blog post after you publish the post. You're going to see different strategies. So rather than thinking I have to promote it in a zillion spots or only in a few spots, you always, like with anything in life, and blogging is in life, in the world, you want to do what resonates with you, what you feel intuitively pulled to do guidance-wise, internally from within. But I do want to discuss a few ideas, and this is the latest post that's now live on bloggingfromparadise.com, so feel free to check that out. It is how much should you promote a blog post? Point blank, guys, for starters, the most powerful way to promote a post is to do it indirectly by collaborating with other bloggers. You'll figure out something really quickly in blogging and in life. When you try to do stuff by yourself, it doesn't work. I think most bloggers still haven't figured that out, even though they'll kind of nod and then they'll go and write and publish a post and hit a few share buttons and then stop. This is an unconscious form, unconscious form of self-sabotage that says, I could do it. I don't want to network. It's I-itis. And it's why so many bloggers don't really gain anything traction-wise. If you try to do everything by yourself, as far as self-promotional tactics, or just hitting a few social bookmarking buttons on your blog, you will struggle. It's guaranteed, almost across the board. In the rarest cases, if you get hyper clear on this approach, you can gain some traffic and, of course, build some income, but it's so rare, guys. There's so few bloggers at that level of posture. You really need to collaborate. And the deeper you get into your mind, you will begin to understand the reason why we're here having this allegedly human experience is to collaborate, to help each other, to uplift and inspire and empower. That's really the purpose. It's not just to publish a piece of content and then sit there and do nothing with it once you've promoted it by hitting a few buttons. Collaborating with other bloggers is the quickest and most powerful way to promote your posts indirectly. And this is step one. Really keep this in mind. I think about how much should you promote a post. When you help out other bloggers, maybe you mention them, skilled bloggers on your blog, maybe you comment generally on their post after reading their latest post, hit the retweet button. You retweet some of their posts or one of their recent posts, maybe share it to Facebook. You will form a friendship with that blogger. And that blogger, as they bond with you, as long as you're publishing detailed, helpful content, most of us are on some level at least, they'll hit the retweet button and share your post to their audience and their followers on Twitter. Or maybe they'll mention your blog via quick backlink, quick link hitter on their blog. Because you formed this friendship, you helped each other out organically. So then their readers, whether they're 5 readers or 10 or 5,000, will see your link to your blog or your blog post on their blog. And then a few will say, oh, let me check out that Ryan Bidoff guy or whomever. But I'm just saying me. Let me check out, Blogging Paradise. Cool. That's it. That's entirely it. It's a collaboration. You helped out another blogger. It felt fun because we're here to collaborate. We're not here to create in an echo chamber, although technically, mind-wise, it kind of is. But symbolically, there's something to this approach that puts your needs to the side and your fears and all the other stuff that comes up, focuses you on another human being, another mind, helps them out. And when you're not worried about handling everything yourself as far as promoting, they'll do it for you. So eventually, when you keep collaborating, you will find that a number of blogging friends will be tweeting your posts, sharing them on Facebook, mentioning them on BizSugar and Viral Content Bee, and promoting them through Triber. And some will ask you to guest post for them. That's another way to promote your blog. Some will interview you. Some will just drop those quick links to your blog. It's so simple, guys, and it's kind of easy when you get through the egoic fear of itis. And we've all been there. I've been there. You've been there. There are very few bloggers that right off the bat, they collaborate and they realize, like, from day one, this is the quickest and most powerful way to promote my blog. Do it indirectly. Make a bunch of blogging friends, keep helping them out, and they'll promote your blog around the clock. This is why entrepreneurs draft companies, guys. This is why, like, think of someone like Elon Musk. Obviously, he's the most famous entrepreneur in the world and whatever, the richest worldly level. These individuals, people like him and Richard Branson, they build companies around them. They can't do it themselves, even if they're a genius, because it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So as a blogger, if you can't build a company right now, build a friend network. What is the Robert Kiyosaki quote? I'm not butchering it, but I know it's maybe not word for word. The wealthiest people in the world look for, and build networks everyone else looks for work. It's true. And if you don't collaborate, you will be looking for work, or you'll just be coasting and you'll eventually quit blogging. Again, guys, there's ways to, if you get hyper clear, there's always going to be a select few, like a tiny fractional percentage that just slay Google traffic or get super clear. But even them, they're still collaborating, because the reason why you run a blog will be serving readers, other human beings. But in a world of connected bloggers who look for and build networks, you're going to have a tough time. It's just almost impossible to do it on your own. So engage in blogger outreach. This is step one. And I'm also going to go into a practical strategy as far as self-promotion. How much you, in this space, via this space in this YouTube live broadcast. But I just wanted to flesh this out right off the bat, guys. The quickest and most powerful way, how much should you promote a post? To promote your post freely. To get it is to do it indirectly. It's to get it promoted. It's indirect. So you make a bunch of friends by retweeting other bloggers, sharing their posts on Facebook, sharing their posts on LinkedIn, commenting generally on their blogs, their latest post after reading the post. And when you do this regularly with bloggers, they'll really appreciate it. They'll appreciate the love because you're helping them out. And more of these folks, as long as you're publishing detailed, helpful content, I mean, that's step one of promoting a post. It has to be something worthy has to be something that's promotion worthy. When you do that, they'll retweet the post for their following and share it on Facebook and LinkedIn, and maybe they'll drop a link to their latest post. So imagine if a blogger has 500 readers and they drop a link to your blog because you've been helping them out. And this happens organically, guys. No expectations. This happens organically. Then 5 or 10 or 50 people or 20 people visit your blog from their link. And it doesn't mean you're going to have 50 permanent readers or 20 permanent readers, but at least you start gaining momentum. Then when you network with other bloggers, you'll have those links coming in from a lot of different areas. It's so simple. When you think this through, you're like, duh, why haven't I thought of this before? Here's why. The ego. And I know, guys, I know. I've been doing this for 15 years. I've been blogging for 15 years. I've been living life, allegedly, a human experience for 48. I get it. The ego is like, no, me, I'm in control. I'll do it. I know, I've experienced this for the longest time, it feels like. And when you realize that the quickest way to promote your blog is through this indirect approach of promoting other bloggers' blogs, then they'll keep coming to your blog around the clock, promoting it, endorsing you, building business. But you have to be really patient and clear out the fears that tell you panic, bail, quit. Don't do this. You're not getting anything in return. Like, that stuff's going to keep popping up in your mind. So that's step one, guys. Almost 10 minutes in. Promote other bloggers, the quickest and most powerful way. How much should you promote a post? The quickest way to promote it maximally is to do it indirectly by making friends with bloggers who then promote your blog through all types of channels exponentially over the long haul. It will be exponential gains if you're patient, but you are. I know you're patient. So now I want to give you a simple, practical self-promotional strategy. So the first step is doing it indirectly. Your friends will promote it for you when you befriend them, help them out, serve them. They'll do it through all types of channels. So you'll have, when you go to sleep, they'll be promoting your blog. When you're working on your blog post, they'll be doing it. Of course, you want to keep helping them out, building your friend network. But from there, here's a simple promotional strategy to keep in mind. And it's just what I've been doing, because symbolically, there's something to putting yourself out there. I think most of us, even bloggers that have been at it for a long time, are very afraid to promote themselves freely across a wide range of channels and targeted spots, of course, for the fear of failing, for the fear of wasting their time, for the fear of having accounts restricted. There's so many different fears, the fear of exposing themselves to critics or people with alternative viewpoints, for the fear of taking on what the world would say would be excess responsibility, extra responsibility. People start asking you, how do I start a blog? Can you help me? Help me out. Here's my business. Like, when you put yourself out there, this resistance is going to arise in the mind. It's all reflecting your beliefs back to you, of course, yet it could be uncomfortable. Part of the draw. If you don't want to deal with it, that's okay, but then blogging is not going to work for you, because ultimately when you scale and you experience greater success and you're promoting the post across a wide range of channels and targeted spots, you want to go wide, a lot of human beings are gradually going to visit it, and you'll get questions and this and that. I mean, it's why you're blogging, guys. You have to think it through. And again, this is another form of ego self-sabotage, but here's just a practical strategy. How much should you promote a blog post after you publish the post? And do with this, take it or leave it. Do with this as you may, as you wish. I'm just putting it out there for bloggers who don't really have any ideas right now. Nothing seems to be popping for them, and they don't know, how much should you promote a post after you publish it? So as a rule of thumb, and this is what I've been doing recently at least, and I feel clear on it because I'm just putting myself out there more and more. After you publish a post, tweet it. Schedule a couple tweets a couple days out. You could do that right through, not the app, but the desktop version. Share it to your Facebook page and schedule 1 to 2 posts a day out. Share it on your Facebook profile. Pin it on boards, a handful of boards related to your niche. Share it on LinkedIn. Okay, this is like the first simple wave that takes a few minutes. All of it's simple, it's just sharing. Then what you could do, what I've been doing, and this is a way to go broad. Sorry, I'm not talking to you. The broad, my wife walked behind me, see? Okay. After you have it through those channels, you shared it. Then you could bookmark it on scoop.it. It's a site where you can just social bookmarking site, I guess. So scoop.it, bookmark it there. Then you could share it on MeWe, mewe.com. It's kind of like a Facebook change up. Then share it to YouTube as a text-only update. Well, I mean, you're linking to it, but as a text update. And put it out there, guys. Put it out there. Then you can share it to Medium as an article. So maybe write a 2-paragraph intro, or you could really copy and paste the first couple paragraphs if you'd like. Slap on an image and then link to continue reading and link to the post itself. Do the same as a LinkedIn article. Publish that, publish the Medium post. Of course, send it out to your Medium list if you're not building it. This is going wide, guys. Then do the same thing, create a little post on Quora and also on Reddit. Slap on an image. You have your little intro to the post. You can copy and paste or create it, and then link to continue reading and link to your blog post. Then Another stage would be to create a reel. 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. These are more popular these days. This is when you're not going to be following trends. You're just going to notice what in the world, when you get clear on this intuitive guidance, you'll notice there's certain trends in the world, not that you should be following or be all over greedily or obsessively, but just because it's easier to share the post across another channel. So you create a short reel, 10 to 15 seconds, a sound bite from the blog post, and you upload it to TikTok, YouTube as a short, Facebook as a reel, page and profile, Twitter, LinkedIn groups related to your blogging niche, Facebook groups related to your blogging niche. So see, this is going wide. This is thinking big instead of thinking small. Then what you could do is broadcast live on YouTube, fleshing out the blog post, talk about it, and then link to it via the description field, of course. At the same time, as I'm doing right now, host a live space on Twitter. See, this is real repurposing. You're really putting it out there, and talk about how much should you promote a blog post? How much should you promote a blog post? So right now, this is on YouTube, live broadcast. It's on Twitter as a space. And the latest post on bloggingbrightness.com is how much should you promote a blog post? So I'm practicing what I'm preaching here. Then you could create a video and upload it to YouTube as well. So not a live broadcast, but maybe like a minute-long video, 2-minute long, hit on some points. I mean, you can go up to 5 minutes, probably a couple. So you see, guys, we're going super wide. You can upload the video to 2 to 3 to 4 minute video on Facebook. You already did a reel. You could broadcast live on Facebook, your page profile. You could broadcast live on one of the groups. And it's not going to be this endless self-promotional binge of visit my blog, visit my blog. No. Create helpful content. Reels, obviously, it's going to be a soundbite. They're short. But when you create a 2-minute long video, talk about the blog, the content in the blog post, and you could mention it if you want. But ultimately, guys, it's not always about the direct visit my blog, visit my blog. I think that's where a lot of bloggers really mess up. It's about sharing helpful content that the post is based on. Then as more people gain interest and they see your videos across all these channels and your reels and your live broadcasts, then they'll click through to your profile. And of course, that's where you're linking to your blog, and they'll visit your blog and visit the latest post and other posts. When you think about it logically, it's really simple and it makes perfect sense, right? But emotionally, the ego and its fear and its holding back and its division and separation. Oh my God, I'm going to fail. Oh my God, I'm wasting my time. Oh my God, that didn't work. That crud, that crap has to go. You can't listen to that, because then you'll ignore these strategies and you'll say, oh, I published a post and I shared it to Twitter and Facebook, Pinterest and LinkedIn. Nothing happened. Yeah. Of course, nothing happened. Symbolically, virtually every one of us is not doing that from some type of Christ mind level of clarity. We're doing it because we're afraid, because when you start promoting, you're going to trigger your stuff. But when you think this through logically, guys, it really makes sense. And there's one other point I want to mention before I roll, meaning go. I'm not on wheels like trolleys here, trams in Prague. Good morning from Prague, by the way. Have you been? I ask everybody that. When you're promoting across all these channels, the ego voice will arise and say, don't bother. You're not active on any of these channels, or you're not active on a high number of these channels. You're not spending an hour a day, so nobody will read it. Nobody will click on your link. That's another ego self-sabotage. Be with that fear, that belief in scarcity and poverty and playing small and all that jazz. Let it go and promote. Because you will find that to really scale from this symbolic level of going wide, of course, this is all in targeted spots. So you're sharing it in spots, adding hashtags, like those Facebook groups. You're not sharing those reels to 600 groups outside of your niche. Like for me, it's blogging tips groups. For you, whatever your niche is, whether it's personal development, mindset, whatever. you will find that as a rule, these bloggers that are all over the place, they have an abundance mindset. So they share this content in a high volume, really wide, of targeted spots. And instead of trying to see this getting mechanism that comes from an energy of fear and loss and scarcity, well, I have to spend all this time here to get somebody to link on it, blah, 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 or click on it, or express interest in it. When you drill down and focus on a few networks where you do engage more, say Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and then you're sharing in all these spots where you're not as active, you'll see that the wider you go, you'll be promoting your blog more effectively, because you start getting clicks just by showing up for a while in a lot of different spots when other bloggers don't. See what I mean? Like, you're going the extra mile. Most bloggers write it off, but you're the one who shows up and you don't quit. And it's not about the hard work, it's just the symbolism of it. This blogger runs a site, WP Beginner. I think it's Syed Ali. I'm trying to remember his name now. But he mentioned in one of his, whether it's on his page or where it was, he's like, it's tough to defeat a blogger who won't quit. And by that, he simply means I kept at it and kept it really simple for a while. And he went through all the head trash that all these bloggers who've been in it for a while go through. And he just kept showing up. And that's why promoting your blog across all types of channels, even if you're not as active in some of these Facebook groups, and you're doing it via a reel, you'll see there's 5 views here, 10 views here. You want to think about what happens, guys. You get this viral online presence instead of having one viral post. So 5 reel plays on one Facebook group, 30 on another, 15 on another. When that happens with 25 groups, and it's not the numbers, it's just the symbolism. And then you're getting traffic through email lists. Oh, by the way, of course, self-promotional step 1, email your list. I didn't mention that, but you want to email your list right after build a list and email. Build a list and email your list, your latest post. That's step 1. Duh. Whatever, just came to me now. But when you're in all these different spots, because you just stuck at it and you set aside a half hour or an hour, not robotically and wildly, but just you took your time and you said, I'm really going to promote this post. By showing up when most bloggers don't, virtually all don't really show up, you're going to outshine everyone else and people will notice you. That's really what happens with this strategy. So I think Mike Alton, I forget the phraseology he used, the phrase, the saying. He's very clever. Follow him at Blogging Brute. That's his site, or one of his sites, along with Social Media Hat. But when he's talking about a promotional strategy, I forget what the actual phrase was, the terminology, the symbolism. But he meant, of course, you're going to test from time to time and see what isn't bringing you any return whatsoever over a very long frame of time, and let it go. You may do that, but he's like, in the same regard, when you're getting a click here through this site and a click through that site, basically it was leaving no stone unturned. That's the idea behind it. You put yourself out there, and those are the bloggers that get seen. And it's not mindless hard work. It's always the symbolism. So when you have 5 real plays or 10 video plays on the one LinkedIn group, and then the one huge group, you get 700 impressions per video and maybe 200 plays, and you're just in all these spots and you're getting a view here and a play here and a click there. That's how you create this really wide net where you will be all over the place, or appear to be all over the place. And you just kept showing up and sharing across a broad range of channels, of course, in targeted spots. But it's ultimately leaving no stone unturned. So when your mind's focused on scarcity, you'll say, nobody, whatever. When you're focused on abundance, you put yourself out there, you promote yourself really. But again, guys, the first step is to promote other bloggers, to collaborate. Big bird over there. And they will promote your blog. This is indirect. So you make friends, they'll promote your blog around the clock. Targeted spots. and then self-promote. So guys, that's it for today. Make sure you stop by bloggingprogress.com. How much should you promote a post? Latest blog post. Until next time, ta-ta. YouTube and Twitter.